and welcome here to the preview Packers at Cowboys. Got it below for you on the screen. Welcome. A little late night live. If you're dishing here, feel free to comment in. We'll get to it if you want to talk Packers, Cowboys. We'll definitely get into it. The show can go longer than it can if we get into that type of it. We didn't want to, what didn't go longer? The Dolphins' chances in the playoffs. So as you're wrapping up that, maybe watching the game, joining here, giving it with the preview, be here. I got my guy, Tyler McGurk, Fat Boy Fadeaway Sports. He'll be with me tomorrow morning. We'll be talking a little bit of everything tomorrow in the sporting world. So he's joining me for the preview tonight. Brandon, you've been doing a few of these. It's good to have you on with Tyler. It's a rare edition of what's doing.
Yeah, it's fun. I love doing these. I mean, like the little preview things are always fun. So I'm glad to be able to do them, and we have 2 more to do after this. So.
And this is a big one to you. We talked about this one. This is kind of like I have it at the bottom here. Let's get right to it. Packers 7 seed, Cowboys 2. Packers. The stats are this, people. They're 5-0 at A&T Stadium. They've won all the playoff games there, obviously. And you get my point. Like there was this mystique. Now there's a whole different Packers team coming in, Tyler. So I'll just start it out with this, Tyler. What are you most intrigued about? Between these iconic franchises.
I think it has to be Jordan Love with the way he performed down the stretch, looking like a future all-pro quarterback in the making. And then the weapons he has developed in the past couple weeks, like it seems like he's just figured it out. And the last 7 weeks have been unbelievable, really, with Dobbs and Watson coming back, who I believe is next up as a wide receiver in this league. And then the tight end and Tucker Kraft. And they just have figured it out. And then you get a great running back in Aaron Jones getting healthy at the right times. He's third all time in the history of the NFL in yards per carry at 5 yards a carry. They have the weapons. They make this an interesting game. We'll see how Dak performs in the playoffs. He has struggled at times. He has been owned by the Packers in the past. But that's what I find most interesting. See how this young Packers offense
and that they jumped all the way to the 2 seed. They jumped. Who would have thought? Me and you 5 weeks ago had talked to the ground. Would not have thought they would have got the 2 seed. That's a shock. I mean, for a team that hasn't made the Super Bowl to maybe get 2 home playoff games, that's kind of intriguing for them. If you're a fan base, like how about your Frankies in the world? Right? They're probably fired up. Like right now, like our friend out there. So like, we get 2. I'm sure he's talking. We know our guy. He's out there definitely talking it. Brandon, what has you most intrigued about this matchup?
I think for me it's got to be the Cowboys 16-game home winning streak right now. I think that's going to play a lot more into it, and you can say it's been the refs have been part of the Cowboys win streak here, but clearly playing at AT&T Stadium is a little scary for some other teams. I mean, to win 16 straight home games is impressive at any level. So I think for that, but I'm curious to see what Jordan Love's gonna bring. Like Tyler said, he has been playing a lot better. So I'm really curious to see how the Packers handle the pressure playing in Dallas.
And like I said, like for us Cowboy haters that we've seen over the years, it's like you give me a stat like 16 straight home game, and it's like, it's a perfect time to blow, right? Like right, Tyler. Right. That's like kind of what first thought that comes to our mind is. That's going to blow it. And you guys you jumped on the McCarthy part of it there. Is this the last stand? If they go out first round as a 7 seed Packers team, mathematically, you should be able to win 5. Come on, best out of 10. All right, we're going to play your franchise 10 straight times. Well, you're going to lose the first 6 to it. But you know what I mean? Like, at what point do you break that streak here? This is as golden an opportunity as possible. It's like I had with the Bills when I commented with you. The Bills cannot lose this game to the Steelers. It's Allen versus Rudolph. This maybe is not the same in quarterback Prescott, but the history of Prescott, the history of McCarthy together in Dallas, the history of Dallas all together since that Jimmy Johnson that got put on that ring, Tyler. I don't know. Like, do you think this is that last stand?
I mean, for sure from McCarthy, because McCarthy's had the opportunities, and Jerry Jones doesn't have a lot of patience with his head coaches. Just look how he treated Jimmy Johnson in the past. And how he treated Jason Garrett. He did give him more years than I expected. But I think for McCarthy, if he doesn't win, I could see what's his name? Jerry Jones going out making a big splash. Maybe a Bill Belichick in the future. He's available. Jerry Jones will do anything for a headline. I could see it happen if they lose this game to the Packers. Mike McCarthy out and they make a splash move in this offseason.
Brandon?
Yeah, I would agree. I think this is a winner, not not literally, but a winner go home game for Mike McCarthy. If he doesn't win, he's looking for a new head coaching job next season, or you're not even necessarily a new head coaching job, just a new coaching job. Maybe this is his final chance at being a head coach. I don't think it would be. I think he'd get an opportunity somewhere else. But he go get Bill. That was a crazy thing. I saw something that popped up the other day, and it said the surprise team, if they were to get bounced out of the playoffs early, for Bill Belichick would be the Dallas Cowboys.
John, if you are
It's just a Jerry
hold on,
Jones
real
nature
quick.
to
John,
do
if you're
something
on, I
like
don't know
that.
if you're going to leave me. John, if you're going to leave 6:45 tomorrow, talking the gridiron, if you want to stream it with your show, just say we can recap this game tomorrow. If you're on there, we reached out. I'll just tell you now. We can save the Twitter thing. Go ahead, T. Go.
Just back to the Bill Belichick. It's just in Jerry Jones' nature to make that move.
Yeah.
I think if we're going to get more. Do you want to get more into the game a little bit? X's and O's?
Well, okay. So last stand there, you both have the idea that they're gone.
Yes.
It sounds like McCarthy's the guy. Prescott stays. We love Prescott. Team Prescott is Jerry, so he stays there with it on that part. Green Bay keys is the game. Tyler, what do you got?
I think it's the guy who missed last week, suspended by their own organization. I think it's Jair Alexander. And if he can be the old All-Pro cornerback he's been to the previous 2 years before this one, where he's kind of struggled and his personality flaws have shown through brightly in a lot of negative ways. But if he can slow down CeeDee Lamb, and that'll just affect the whole Cowboys offense. And I think that's the matchup you need to look at, is how well they handle CeeDee Lamb in the secondary.
How good did he look in his last game?
He's unbelievable.
That was awesome. All right, well, let me know, John. Let me know. Good. What do you think, Brandon? Keys of the game for the Packers there for you.
Yeah, I think for me, it's making sure that running game for the Packers is up and going. There's not too much for the wide receiver core in Green Bay right now outside of Christian Watson, so they're going to have to rely on their running game to beat Dallas. And you've seen teams recently run over Dallas a little bit when it comes to the run. The run offense at least. So I think that's one of my factors for it. And the other one is making sure, kind of like Tyler says, making sure you can keep CeeDee Lamb in check. You can keep CeeDee Lamb in check and keep some pressure on Dak. I think the Packers would have a solid shot at pulling an upset and being the first 7 seed to win a playoff game.
Can we? Okay, you guys. But to me, it's like right quarterback. Hello, right? He's got to be the key. Like he's got to be on his game tomorrow. Like there's no I think 160-yard Love game. We need him. We need him to put up points tomorrow. He needs to be ready to rock and roll. And I think I know it's an obvious choice. He's quarterback. Well, this is his first playoff game. He is a key to the game. Who are we going to get? Are we going to get Rodgers versus Kurt Warner? 52-46 playoff overtime game? Where you're okay, Rodgers is going to be a stud. You're like, this is going to happen. So what are we going to get from him on the road? It's not Arizona, but Dallas can be looked upon at times in the playoffs. Arizona, no, I'm just kidding. Sorry, Frankie, if you're out there. And so I think that's the key to it. Let's keep it moving here with the preview of it. We got Packers. Obviously, we can kind of touch on that as we keep going here with it. Tyler, Cowboys keys to the game, specifically. I know you're we need Lamb. Lamb to play well. Is it as easy as Lamb needs to play well? I feel like that's kind of a given at this point. Is it Parsons? Where do you feel like it's at here?
I think it goes to the secondary and Deron Bland and Stephen Gilmore. Both sides on these, where the Packers are better if they're running the ball in their own zones. I do think Jordan Love's going to have to make plays. Did Christian Watson, DeAndre Wicks, all those guys down the field. And I think Deron Bland and Stephen Gilmore have to show up and slow the offense down. Parsons is going to be a beast. I expect that. He's not going to – a key is – him just showing up because he's going to be that good. There's no really will he be good? He's
not hitting the quarterback late. No,
so I think, yes, or getting a terrible call or something. But I think Deron Bland, how he can be hit or miss. He can make the big play, but he also can give up the big play.
What was his crazy stat from the year?
He had 7 pick sixes.
I was that's nuts. That's
6.
That's to be how many guys have 2 in their career?
Hall of Famers.
I agree with you. I think the secondary will be key to it. Obviously, Parsons is always key to the game. Brandon, you got a thought there with the key to the game for the Cowboys?
Yeah, I think for me, it's going to be making sure, or, if I'm Dak, I'm making sure that I'm not turning the ball over. Um, at times, you don't need to. You obviously see we've seen Dak do it before, in key situations, like this game against Green Bay. Um, this is a Green Bay team that Dallas should beat handily. Like, there's no reason why the Dallas Cowboys shouldn't win this game by 3 touchdowns.
Okay, well, let's go right there with it. What's your prediction? What do you have the score at?
With me, I'm gonna go Green. I'm not gonna go Green Bay. I'm gonna go Green Bay. I'm in Dallas. I'm gonna go Dallas. I'm gonna say Dallas wins like 28-9, 28-13, somewhere, or 28-12, somewhere around
28-9.
that.
I like that score. That's
Yeah.
you win a
Yeah.
lot of money. You picked that score. You win. All right, so 28. What is it? 28-9. I'm gonna write it down, Brandon. What do you got?
I'll go 28. Give me like 28 to give me 28-14. Give me 28-14.
All right, I like the 28-9 one. I like that
Yeah.
one. All right, for Tyler, what do you got for it?
I agree with Brandon. The Cowboys will pull this game off, but I think it's going to be a lot closer. I think the Packers make a late move, and I think the Cowboys prevail 28-27.
So you're saying there's a little Cowboy stress. You got to go with
There's a lot of stress in this one.
Always
Packers
is.
scare me. And I don't trust Tony Pollard running the game and controlling the clock for the Cowboys when they get ahead. I think it's going to get very interesting down the stretch.
Yeah, that's fair. It's so cold in Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes' helmet cracked and broke.
Well, I know. I was thinking about that. Somebody pulled out a water ball and the water froze. I was like, well, human beings are going to be hitting each other tonight. That should be good.
Yeah.
And then the Bills game gets canceled. So I like that one from my standpoint because I got my day off because I'm working out of school, that part of it. So you got there.
Same.
I have 31-10 Cowboys. I'm with you guys. I don't think the Packers are ready yet. I don't think they're ready for the prime time. I don't believe I'm a little lost in the love. I'm a little lost. I'm not quite there with it yet. I do like what I see with times. I like Watson. Maybe I like Mr. Wilson. I like thinking maybe he can get the job done there too. I don't know.
He's also not fully. Christian Watson's also not fully healthy, so that might play a part into things.
Like I said, it's kind of like that thing with the Bills. Like the Cowboys can't lose this game. The Cowboys, exactly. You are banned from existence. That's exactly what my thought was. Like you can't lose this game. It's like again, this is 2 seed versus 7. You're not supposed to lose this matchup. This is not supposed to happen. But we'll see what happens. There's always, like Tyler, I like your idea of maybe being close at the end. Like there is a drama sometimes involved with the Cowboys. So we'll see if we'll get that drama with the Cowboys.
And with the 2 games we had today, we're due for some good football games. Just putting that into effect, putting that in the atmosphere. Let's get some good games.
First thing you think of when it comes to Cowboys versus Packers. What comes to your mind? Is there something there?
I have 2. The Des Bryant drop in Lambeau or catch, whatever you want to call it. And then there was like a 4th and 20 that Aaron Rodgers rolls out left and AT&T and completes it. I think it was Jennings or
I think it was Cook.
Jordy Nelson.
I think it was Cook. The guy, he was from Cal. He's like that tight end or something like that. Cook.
Oh, I think you're right now. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
He played for the Saints, but those 2 played.
The Cal connection. They both went to Cal. We've come a long ways, Cal. So you got those. That's what I wrote down, Tyler, too. I got one more in there. We'll see if Brandon says that one. What do you got, Brandon? What do you first think of?
With these 2 teams, they're 2 teams that you don't really pay attention to.
You're forced to pay attention to.
Forced to pay attention to, yes, but don't necessarily like to pay attention to. It's the Cowboys. Nobody likes the Cowboys.
No, I agree.
Nobody likes the Cowboys. And the Packers, I mean, they were that team. So I don't know. I always think of the Des catch, the whatever you want to call it, ball, where anymore it was probably a completed catch and probably should have counted for a score. But just the rivalry between these 2 teams, it goes back forever ago. So I think that's the first thing that comes in my mind is
forever ago. You're talking about is that Ice Bowl, right? I mean, that's what
that's
a
long time ago.
The sports.
But
ESPN
and you got Mike McCarthy playing Green Bay again, which there's just so many storylines this year with the NFL playoffs, include this, and this is one of them.
A lot of good stuff there. A lot of good stuff between these franchises. And then tomorrow's game, we'll see. We'll see if, honestly, I really just put it like this: are the Packers up to the challenge, or the Cowboys? Do they just literally not show up? Logan, I get your feeling there as a Cowboys fan. Like you're pessimistic. I get it. That's what happens with these things. Like you are meant to be pessimistic in these situations. That's what happens. So I just remember those things that ESPN used to do, Tyler, back in the day, where like they would do like the ESPN Classic things. They'd break down the whole game on NFL films, and they would and so I remember that was one of the most famous games. So they'd play that one all the time. So I feel like I was there without being there for that. Bart Starr, no quarterback sneak has meant more at all. Well, they're so we get what play should we run? A quarterback sneak? Unbelievable play call. So that's what it. So I always get a kick out of that with this matchup. So all right, so that's our preview for the day. Like Brandon said, we got 2 more here on Variety Sports Network. Brandon, you've been putting a lot of work here on the network. Obviously, as the CEO, you do it all. Appreciate your hard work, man. As always, glad we could jump on with you with it. Yeah, absolutely.
I do what I can. I can't do it by myself, so I appreciate you guys as well.
Hey, sports make us do crazy things, right? So if you love sports and do stuff, that's what happens with it. So that's one of the previews here on Variety Sports Net. We got a couple more with you here. We're going to be with you tomorrow on Talking the Gridiron. What do you got? Would you have to write me a freaking paragraph here, Logan? I'm trying to get off. You right? Tyler's whole face takes up on the screen here. That's how big.
Come on.
I can't even see Tyler's face on the screen. Cowboys a couple years ago were up in the Rodgers, brought up the Packers back. It's been hard. I get it. It's been tough for you. All right. I got it. But and that's why I said that's why all of us are smiling here at the same time as we're saying it, because we think there is this 1% chance in our mind where our prediction of 21 does not come true.
It goes the other way. Yeah.
How about them Cowboys?
So a couple more previews coming your way. Obviously, other football shows here on Variety Sports Network. We have that John, Mike, out of your Falcon Mind. Be sure to tune in to them. One of the best out in the business. We'll be on tomorrow talking the gridiron. It's going to be 6:45 my time, so Eastern time, people. That's 9:45. 9:45 Eastern time. That face needs to be blocked. That's true. We got that, and then we also have we're gonna have my guy Rev on talking some Steelers, Bills. Now it's gonna be a preview for him, not a post game. So we'll get into that. We'll have Jordan and Jimmy and myself. Hopefully, we'll have Mike and John on as well. Obviously, anybody's invited to that. So check us out, Variety Sports Network, original show there, talking the gridiron. So for Brandon Saffel, Variety Sports Network, for Tyler McGurk, we'll see you guys. Talk to you guys later. Peace.
Thanks.